What's up, everybody? This is 514OnlineMix Radio, and we are pulling up on the Hustle podcast. We have a very special guest. Can you tell everybody who you are?
Welcome, everybody. My name's Steve Adamopoulos, founder of the Hustle podcast, and that's what we're doing over here. We're bringing on talent. We're bringing on athletes. We're bringing on any entrepreneur that knows how to hustle, and we basically break down their hustle, their struggle, and we talk about it. You know what I mean?
Wow, you mentioned the hustle, the struggle. It's not only about the popping things that's going on in their lives, like the success, the contributions that it took to them to get where they are. It's also about the struggle and the hardship of their journey.
Mm-hmm. That's what it is. Like a lot of people, the thing is, Montreal has a very strong French community. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of support when it comes to the French community, a lot of platforms that you can go and sit down on and say your story. And I found, I think it was about 2 years ago, looking in which there was a few blogs and a few websites that were really doing their thing. Some of them like fizzled out. Other things came into play, I guess. They decided they couldn't keep up with focusing on the English scene or just focusing on the scene to begin with, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I noticed the gap. So I noticed the gap and I'm like, I think what would be perfect is to create a show. And what's something that we can bring as many people on as possible? What's that thing that unifies all of us? It's the hustle. It's the struggle. So I don't care if you're if you're an athlete, you're a musician, you're an actor, or whatever it is that you do as a lifestyle choice, as a hobby, as some creative hustle. You have a story to tell, and it should be told on the Hustle podcast.
I like that. You're definitely closing in that gap. You're definitely making a big change in the Montreal scene. Not only the Montreal music scene, like you mentioned, for actors, entrepreneurs, athletes. You're doing a lot for the city, and you're not only supporting like your clients, you're also supporting other platforms as well.
Right, that's right.
You had Holden on your show, you even had us on your show, and that makes a big difference for the community of Montreal, and that goes a long way. It really does go a long way.
I think that's what's needed.
Exactly.
The collaboration factor between all platforms, whether big or small, whatever it is that you can contribute, it's a good thing to do. Like even the other, I think it was right before current lockdown situation.
Yes.
We got to see each other at an event, Subtle Savage Wine. And you were there. I was there, coming to promote something local. And that's what we need more of.
Exactly.
Like if you have free time, go put your boots to the streets. Go connect with the locals. Say what's up, you know what I mean? Put some money in an entrepreneur's pocket. Do what you can.
That's not the only event I seen you at. I actually saw you at the ML Cross event.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're always looking good. You're dressed to the T. You know what I mean? You dress to impress.
I was gonna wear another suit today, but I just didn't want to bring it down. It was snowing outside.
That. You got the hustle on it.
And I wanted to show the hustle too.
That's it. Mm-hmm. And I really respect your grind. I have to say this on air too, because you're one of my favorite podcasts to watch and listen to and enjoy. Even if I watched it already, I just watch it over again when I'm doing my everyday life.
Put it in the background, listen to it. You know what I mean?
And at the end of your some of your podcasts, you had a very special message. And can I ask you, I don't know if you can actually say this, but do you have a favorite message that someone left on your show that impacted you today?
That's a good question, actually. There's so many messages at this point. There's so many gems that have been dropped that I can't remember who said what, to be honest with you. But there's so many good ones.
That's a good thing, though, yeah.
Yeah, there's just so many good. Every episode, I'm always like, oh, this is the best one yet. And then the next week, I'm like, this is the best one yet. But I've come to realize that they're all good. They're all good, regardless of how small the message is or how different it is from another person's message. They're all unique. They're all great answers. And it just puts you into the perspective of that person. So I find like I can't give you an honest answer that this is my favorite gem drop because there's just so many. Like even right now, we just had Stephen Voice on the show. And Stephen Voice gave us like, I would have to judge it as like the most articulate gem drop ever, and it was just so heartfelt, you know what I mean? And it was great.
So sometimes we see Tech, sometimes we see
Talia,
yeah. Right? So is it always going to be those certain hosts with you on the show, or are you going to be venturing out for different hosts, or sometimes it's going to be just you? What's going on?
Well, what the formula is right now, it's the three of us.
Yes.
There are moments that Tech can't be here. He has other commitments, or as of the last situation, he had a little gym mishap, so he tore a little muscle, so he couldn't come today. But as far as Talia, same here. Sometimes she has other commitments. She can't be here. One person that is always here, though, is me.
The founder.
Yes. Regardless if these other two can't make it, the show must go on. Why? Because consistency is key. Regardless if it's 3 hosts, 2 hosts, or 1 host, the episodes can't miss a week. So I always say that consistency is key. Follow the formula. It's the same way that you watch your favorite TV show. It comes on every Friday. If you miss it for 2-3 weeks in a row, chances are you forgot about that. Mm-hmm. Not all the time, especially if it's a big budget, but chances are, like me, if I watch a TV show and the season ends and it takes like a year for the show to come back, I probably forgot about the show at that point.
Wow. Okay.
I don't even want to watch it anymore. Mm-hmm. I'll wait till the whole thing's done completely, and then I'm like, okay, now I'll watch the show. Mm-hmm. So we got to be consistent. That's definitely what we got to do.
I hear you. And how do you think the support in Montreal is? Because you're not only in the music genre, like we mentioned before, you're in all kinds of genres. So how do you think the support level is in Montreal?
Look, I think the support level and different aspects of, let's say in the music world, the support level is there. Mm-hmm. I can't really give my 2 cents on it because I'm not in the music world as much anymore. But when it comes to the platform support,
yes,
you guys support, we support, Feezy supports.
Yes.
So everyone that I know that's actually like putting on for the English community, they help each other out. And I really like that. I'm also a filmmaker by trade, so when it comes to making films and needing help or people supporting each other with either getting locations or getting actors to come in your project for free or stuff like that we have that support with each other.
This is why it's so important to speak to one another, because I didn't know that. Yeah. And that can go a long way as well with collaborating with people that you're comfortable with, you know what I mean? Yeah. So that's really interesting, and that's why it's so important to support one another and talk to one another, and you just don't know what you can accomplish once you start working together. Mm-hmm. So I think that's really, really cool. And so what is the hustle for you? What is the grind? What does that mean to you?
The hustle for me, it's like one thing that I mentioned, consistency, right? Mm-hmm. But it's also maintaining an actual schedule. Mm-hmm. A lot of people that I notice when it comes, because what I do personally is I have a structured day pretty much every day.
Yes.
I have to make sure I reach a certain amount of things that need to be accomplished, mm-hmm. whether it be menial tasks or whatever it is. But you got to wake up bright and early, focus on what you have to do, make sure you have all the things that need to be done finished, and then you can enjoy the rest of the day. That's when you're a hustler. Mm-hmm. When it comes to actually following through on what you're supposed to do, you know what I mean? A lot of people don't do that. A lot of people they always complain about not having enough hours in a day, or there's always some underlying thing that excuse that they blame it on. When at the end of the day, we all have the same amount of hours. We all have the same amount of I can't say willpower or anything, but mm-hmm. we all have the same amount of hours, and if you choose to execute them wisely, you will succeed in life. You will succeed in life. You will build something that will flourish over time. One thing that I like to, like I've noticed when it comes to podcasts or any type of show, a lot of people after a certain point, they decide to give up on it.
Yes, that's true.
Why? Because they're not getting the views they want. It's consuming too much of my time. Like if you have that mind state going into anything that you're like, I'm willing to quit after 3 months or something, do not do it. Like you have to look at it from the beginning and say this is going to be a long ride, and we go until the wheels fall off. Basically, that's what it has to be.
That's amazing, mm-hmm. And I learned a lot from just talking to you right now. I learned a lot from watching your shows. I learned a lot from being on your show. It has been a pleasure to see your grind and to see what you're doing for the people of Montreal and the city. I have a lot of respect for you. You're going to be doing things that no other platform will do, because of the drive that you have is different from everybody else. So keep doing your thing. It means a lot to the city. And I have one question to ask you.
Yes.
What message, this time I'm reversing it on you, what message would you like to leave 514 Online Mix with? Because we're a new platform. We need the support. So what message of wisdom you got for us?
Okay. So what I got for you guys and what I have for the viewers.
Yes, sir.
Is keep doing you. Keep striving for success. Keep putting in the work. Keep grinding all hours of the night. Strategy. Do not go into anything with a cloudy mind. Make sure you have everything that you want accomplished written down. You have to have a chart. You have to have something to look at, tangible, that you can say, this is what I got to do today. You got to, you got to put as much effort as you can into it. Wake up early. Don't get drunk every day. Don't watch Netflix every day. Literally put in as much time as you're willing to get back. You know what I mean? If you're willing to put in the work, it's going to come back to you at the end.
I appreciate this conversation. I appreciate this pull-up. This is 514 Online Mix Radio, and we are with Steve on the Hustle podcast. This is a pleasure. Shout out to you once again.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for being here.
No, thank you for letting us be here. Yes.
We had a nice little chit chat, and I just wanted to point it out. Like, I even cut my own hair today. What? I shaved my own head today because I had to be here and look fresh. You know what I mean? So there's no excuses. Some people would have been like, I'll cancel the thing because my hair looks fucked up.
Or the weather, or, yes.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It looks okay from this end, but on the back, it doesn't look that good. So we'll leave it at that. Thank you, everybody, for being here.
Thank you.
The Hustle Podcast and 514 Online Mix Radio.
Mad love to you. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Litty bros, we litty, yo. 514 Online Mix, Priscilla, Charles the Flint.